It's in the very nature of this green and pleasant land. You're bound to find a watercourse runs very close at hand. Our rivers and canals are full of good old English rain, but if you come to Bradford you will look for one in vain. From somewhere up near Ollerton I tumble down to town, but the pleasure ends near Four Lane ends when I'm shoved underground. And what goes on as I flow on nobody gives a damn, for instead of being a chuckling stream, the sewer's what I am. My name is Bradford Beck. If you wonder what the heck I'm doing singing this song, it's 'cause I have to roll along incognito beneath the city streets with no credibility. Despised, unrecognized, set me free.
Hello, my name's Steve, and this is me lowering myself into the Bradford Beck with a video camera. Behind me you can hear my friend Milan dragging a shopping trolley out of the river. Wading in here is what you might call a calculated risk. The calculation being that this water is not as dangerously contaminated as the signs say it used to be. Of course, there's also a risk that I'll fall on my arse and drop my camera in the river. The river bottom is distinctly rocky and uneven here, so I'm afraid the picture is going to wobble.
Couple of wobbles there.
You might be able to hear traffic, as well as water and bird song, because I'm only yards away from the major road north from Bradford into Shipley, here in West Yorkshire, where the Bradford Beck flows into the River Aire. This river used to be known by local people as Mucky Beck, or even Black Beck, because of the industrial effluent and raw sewage that got pumped into it willy-nilly.
I'm going to keep going until it seems not a very good idea to keep going.
The water quality has improved a lot with new regulations and with the closure of local industry, but the architecture hasn't changed much. Most of Bradford's river is either buried underground or channeled between high retaining walls. It's still treated, in other words, like a sewage pipe. And when you treat something with disrespect, well then it tends to get disrespected. Just look at some of the things that people have chucked in it. It's hard to tell whether some of this debris has floated downstream and got stuck, or whether it's been thrown in just here. Access to the river is easy enough at this point, which is how come I was able to wade in. But in other places, it's hard to even get near it. There's no ancient riverside path here, no pleasant leafy walks. Basically, if you want to walk along the Beck, you have to walk in it.
As 200 years of soot and smog and smoke come to a close, say Waterside and everyone says we got one of those. Besides the likes of Tyneside, Norwich, Leeds or Birmingham, every tin pot town pretends it's Venice or it's Amsterdam.
A little further downstream, and the water's quite a bit deeper. I'd planned on being up to my knees, but at this point I'm up to my waist. Presumably because the channel is narrower here, properly walled in on both sides. Although, curiously, the riverbed feels more natural underfoot here. Soft and sandy, not broken rocks and bricks. And there's less rubbish along here. I guess it's that much harder for people to get down here and drop stuff in. They say there's less contaminants in the water than there used to be, but still, this river is deemed to be in poor ecological health. And it's hardly surprising when there's no natural riverbank. It's in the banks, along the edges, that much of a river's life thrives. If you box it off, wall it in, you're kind of killing it. Although rivers are never really dead. Water keeps moving, it doesn't just lie down and die. Maybe undead is a better term for it. A zombie river. You never quite know when it's going to get up and bite you. Or rather, flood you. The stuff in the trees has been left behind by high water in the past, of course. An archaeology of pollution.
My name is Bradford Beck, still flowing undetected under pavement and road. But history will show I'm a survivor. For umpteen thousand years I've made me way to River Air. For thousands more, I'm sure I'll still be there. Now's the time to help me shine and start to play a role in sharing people's daylight, not hiding in a hole. No longer a joke with Bradford folk, but giving of me best with trout and tiddlers, weeping willows, ducks and watercress. But I'm culverted and tunnelled out of sight and out of mind, and when I briefly re-emerge, emerge with warning signs. The cultures that can thrive in me might make you feel unwell. My name might not be Styx, but I am very close to hell.
Further downstream still, and we're smack in the middle of Shipley. Overhead you can hear the roar from traffic on the main road towards Leeds. And once again the river is walled in, fenced off. Still, there is life in this river, even here. Just the other week I saw a live mink swimming upstream right at this spot, and then climbing up the wall into a hole it had found between the old stones. Perhaps it had taken up residence there. Although, to be specific, this was an American mink, an invasive species. They're voracious predators, mink, highly damaging to native wildlife. Speaking of invasive Americans, that's McDonald's just up ahead there. The drive-through is just on the other side of that fencing. There'd be a lot of unhappy meals if the river broke its banks. Although, of course, the water level would have to be pretty high for that to happen. And some people will tell you that flood prevention is one of the major reasons to keep rivers walled away like this. But the thing is, if you channel water into a pipe, you also increase its velocity. During the last major flood event in Shipley, the beck came pouring out into the River Aire, just downstream from this spot, with such force from its narrow channel that it created a wall of water, impeding the flow of the main river. So, the main river just opted to go elsewhere. That's the thing about flooding. If you try to engineer it out of existence upstream, you're probably just making it more likely downstream. You might save McDonald's, but you might wreck somebody's home. that's zombies for you.
Doesn't look too deep here.
My name is Bradford Beck. It's time for resurrection from this rat-ridden cave. It's time for me to save my reputation. I'm real West Yorkshire water, I ought to be clean. Be treasured, be a pleasure, and be seen. My name is Bradford Beck. If you're wondering what the heck I'm doing singing this song, it's 'cause I have to roll along incognito beneath the city streets with no credibility. Despised, unrecognized, set me free.
In fact, I'm inclined to get up here.
Yeah, but we won't be able to walk the full length you can see over there.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't realise you hadn't brought a change of clothes, Milan. Have you got dry socks?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I have some. It's never in my pocket, so...
I'm not going to ask what I've just put my fingers in. The next time somebody says, hey Milan, let's make a film walking down a river, just say no. Where's this fucking bridge? Sorry? Where is this fucking bridge?
Oh yes, so P.S. the bridge. Milan and I didn't want to end up wading right out into the River Aire, so we needed a stopping point somewhere. And here it is, the aqueduct that carries the water and traffic of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal over Bradford Beck. So there you have it, multi-storey water.
Or I could just zoom in and call it a day.